All right. Looks like we in the house. My name's Haziq Ali. And this is we call this right here Good Morning Millionaire. Good Morning Millionaire, you know. Every morning we do this. Our whole goal every morning is to help you go further, faster, with less effort. Good morning, millionaires. Let them know where you're checking in from. Rep your city. You know how we do it. What kind of business do you have? We always love hearing that. What kind of business do you have? And then how do you use it to impact people? How are you using it to change this world and where we live? Special shout out to everybody checking in from YouTube. I love all of you, but I especially love all my YouTube people. But if you're watching a replay, give me a replay, gang. Give me a replay, gang. Let them know where you at. My man Mark Bates. My man Mark Bates checking in. Good morning, my brother. Yeah, let Christian know. Get up in here. Where you at, Christian? Shouts out to Carmen. Let them know we in the house. Check in. Where you at? Let us know who you shouting out so we can welcome them to the family. Tabitha's in the house. What up, Tabby? Yeah. Shout out your people. Let us know they here so we can give them some love. What kind of business do you have? This is your moment. You checking in on time, so get your thing off. You know what I mean? Allie in the house. What's up, Allie? Let them know we in here. You know, this the time to kind of check in and get your thing off. That's right. Wilmington, North Carolina checking in. All right, I'm about to call in on this live line. We about to get this party started. What's up, Tiana? Okay, Josie checking in. All right. It's time to get this party started. It's time to get this thing going. Okay. That's what's up. Good morning.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time because we're going to bring the millionaire.
Please enter your... Thank you. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted.
Somebody said good morning. Super not good.
Tones are off.
No, this is how you do it. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope you're feeling good this morning. I know I am, man. What an incredible week it's been so far. It is Thursday. I hope everybody's feeling incredible. I know we've had an insane morning here around Millionaire Minded. You know what I mean? Jessica checking in. What's up, Jessica? Okay. LaQuanda checking in. All right, Josie Simmons in the house. Vita Lachey, my YouTube gang checking in. That's what I'm talking about. It's all about that YouTube right now, y'all. I ain't lying. We're trying to get things going. And YouTube, the number 2 search engine on the planet. But what they need is somebody to care. So I really appreciate when you like, comment, and share. Make sure you subscribe if you're checking us out on YouTube. Push the little bell. If you're checking us out on Clubhouse, make sure you push the little house. And if you're checking us out on Facebook, come on over to YouTube. No, I'm just playing. If you're watching on Facebook, turn on your notifications. But if you want the replays, you're going to have to come to YouTube because I'm starting to take them down from all the other places. So that way, if you want a certain topic, if you want the jewels, if you want like a little piece of game, if you want a little focus point of intention on a certain topic, then you can just pull it up on YouTube, go to the channel, and you can kind of know there's going to be something there that's going to help you out, right? So this morning we're talking about this whole, good morning. So this morning what we've been kind of breaking down, you know how every morning I'm like, either you got to expand your mind to match your goals, or your goals start to shrink to match your mind, right, Misha? You know what I mean? Shania know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Kermit. Al Terry in the house. Okay. Tanisha, what's up, girl? Good morning, Queen. All right, so check it out. Y'all know how we always saying you either got to expand your mind to match your goals, or your goals will shrink to match your mind. You know how we always saying that? You know what we never do though? We never really talk about how to expand your mind. Millionaires, the brain doesn't work off pressure. The brain works off stimulation. Can you dig that? That's one to already start off your notes with. A lot of times we put ourselves under such pressure, but check it out. The brain don't work off pressure. The brain works off stimulation. You have to make sure you're feeding your mind, that you're stimulating your brain. That's how you expand your mind. Millionaires, this whole idea of, capitalism, I try to tell people over and over again, because I know a lot of us are here because it's millionaire minded. When you look at the logo, it's like put your money where your mouth is. It's like this whole vibe, right? But what I'm saying to you, right, is that a lot of times a good scoreboard is your money. A good scoreboard is your bank account. Well, capitalism is based on ignorance, y'all. Capitalism is based on ignorance. So that's messed up. But the good part about it is that when you learn more, you earn more. And millionaires, we need to see this human brain that we have with wonder. We need to look at our mind with awe. We need to be inspired, because this brain that we walking around with is literally the equivalent of a human supercomputer. And when you say that, it's hard for you to fathom it, because even a computer ain't nothing like it's all. It would be better to say a supercomputer is almost like a mind. You get what I mean? Your brain can do it. Is more complicated than you can imagine. There's never been a computer mankind has created that can even touch the daily activity of someone we consider developmentally challenged. Okay. So what I'm saying is, imagine if you decided with intention to begin maximizing what your mind can do. What if you decided with intention to begin maximizing its ability? You got to share this with an entrepreneur, man. Terrence checking in, Angie checking in. Millionaires, its ability is essential to you becoming who you say you want to be. It's the command center, y'all. I don't know if everybody catching this right, but absolutely everything you do, the mind is responsible for determining how you think, how you feel, how you act. When your brain is working at its peak performance, it allows you to be your best because it controls everything else. Basically, you can be the best because it controls the rest. And there are some really basic influences on the brain, right? We don't have to play victim mentality where we're all focusing everything around what the environment gives us. We're not little kids where everything is about the environment our parents create for us. There are basic influences that we can now, with intention, sort of transform and create and leverage so that it begins to create, control, and leverage how our brain develops and how far it develops. There's some things we can't control, like genes, but then there are other things we can control, like self-talk. There's certain things we can't control, like life experiences, but then there are other things we can't control, like how we interpret it. There's certain things we can't control, like stress that may show up, but there's certain things we can't control, like how much we study. And all these things influence the brain. They don't determine how far you can go or what you can learn. It determines all of that and then 10 times more than that. In other words, you have this incredible opportunity to be whatever you want to be, to go as far as you want to go if you'll just take it serious. So when you got such a tremendous tool at your disposal, when you have such a magnificent, when you're God's highest form of creation, what keeps so many people from experiencing the possibilities, right? What keeps so many people living so small and mediocre? There's some real simple barriers that are in your way. There's some real simple imposed, right? And we self-reinforce the crap that people gave to us. But the good news is it's really simple. You can learn to overcome them. The key to breaking through these barriers is to do the exact opposite. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you 4 of these different ways that you can expand your mind. I want you to shoot this to an entrepreneur who's looking to expand their business, because we're going to trick them into expanding their business by expanding their mind. See, when you become, all you got to do if you want more is become more. You hear what I'm saying to you? How God going to pour a gallon worth in you know what I mean? In a bottle cap. We have to expand. We have to become more if we want more. Does that make sense? If you're ready, somebody say, I'm ready. I'm going to give you the first one. You see, today we in the education room, right? We in the education room. Why? Because we're talking about mindset, right? This is all about you expanding your mind, taking it serious. I don't have these books behind me and this telescope behind me to symbolize the fact that like we're going to go looking at the stars. I'm saying it's time for us to look inside, because you're a star. You know what I mean? This whole when you even when you talk about this Mona Lisa thing, right? There is this mystical symbol of pi wrapped into this painting. It's created with perfect dimensions. This dude Leonardo da Vinci was a student. You know, a lot of people say he studied people like Imhotep, but my point is that I want you to expand your mind this morning. So I'm gonna give you 4 of them. I want you to think these out. I want you to ask yourself, what can you do to apply them to your life? And millionaires, the first one is you got to change your beliefs. You know, I say it all the time, right? But I don't know if a lot of people catch it. Well, there's something called a lifestyle syntax. Write this in your notes, I beg of you. Write this in your notes, I beg of you. Check it out. Check it out. Millionaires, check it out. If you don't like your lifestyle, what you got to do is look backwards at your results. If you don't like your results, you got to look backwards at your activity. If you don't like your activity, you can't start with, oh, I'm going to change what I'm doing. No, you have to look backwards at your attitude, because it's your attitude that gives you the activity. It's the activity that gives you the results. It's the results that give you the lifestyle. Are you following me? But check it out. If you don't like your attitude, you have to look backwards at your philosophy. You have to look backwards at this set of beliefs that is running your life. Many people just don't believe that they can learn. Many people just don't believe they can get better. Many people just don't believe they can master knowledge or become smart in a certain area. These are deeply held beliefs for a lot of people, and it shrinks their life. It shrinks their potential. It shrinks their capacity, and it's tragic, y'all. Literally, if the mind can conceive it and the heart can believe it, then you can achieve it. That sounds so corny. I was telling my son, man, we were at his track meet this weekend, you know, and, literally, I gave him the story about a track athlete from back in the 1950s. Maybe you've heard of him. Somebody give me Sir Roger Bannister in the comments. Sir Roger Bannister. I want you to remember to Google this guy. Sir Roger Bannister. Check it out. Everybody knew since the beginning of time that it was impossible to break the 4-minute mile, right? Everybody knew that. But what happened was this guy comes along. He got close a couple times in practice, and he just became obsessed with 3:59. Millionaires, he wasn't even a professional runner. He was up against professional runners, but he was working part-time at some shoe store. He wasn't even a real runner. But what he did was he got obsessed with the word 3:59. He began visualizing it on the clock. It's to the point that when he crossed that finish line, and the announcer said, with a time of 3, the crowd instantly roared so loud you can't even hear the rest of the guys saying 3:59. Roger Bannister was so tripped out by this. Does he decide to become an Olympic athlete? Does he decide to become a neuroscientist? After he broke that 4-minute mile, a dozen people broke it in the next few months, right? Right? He's so tripped out by this. Does he become a professional athlete? Does he become a wide receiver for some football team in the NFL? Does he become a world famous distance runner for the Olympics or a sprinter? No, he becomes a neuroscientist. Why? Because what he realized in that moment and what the world learned, if you really look at it, is that just because everybody watching saw that, changed their belief, they changed what they were able to do. Man, somebody say Roger Bannister. Somebody say Roger Bannister. That's important. That's a good one to Google, y'all. You know, normally I'd be bringing you somebody like Jesse Owens. Normally I'd be saying something like Jesse Owens. If I said Sir Roger Bannister, why do they call him Sir Roger Bannister? They made him a knight, y'all, because of this achievement. What I'm telling you is when you change your beliefs, you're going to inadvertently change the beliefs for even the people around you. Somebody say, change my beliefs and give me a share. Here's the second one, y'all. Here's the second one. Change my beliefs and give me a share. Here's the second one, y'all. If you want to expand your mind, you not only change your beliefs, right? But now we got to make sure we get the right knowledge. The reason I'm in the education room is because this dude, when you're talking about this cat, Leonardo da Vinci, right? You're talking about the fact that this dude was such a student. He created helicopters. He created weapons. If you go to the blog, I got this letter he wrote where he created the catapult. You know, the dude was just insane. They call it being a Renaissance man. But my point to you, right, is that imagine functioning in this world thinking you understand something and it's the completely wrong knowledge. What keeps some people from learning is that they choose not to access, not they don't have access, is that they choose not to access. There's this story, right, about, this dude is sitting at Thanksgiving dinner and he's watching his mother-in-law preparing the roast, right? And she's preparing like some roast beef, and he watches her. No. He's watching his wife cook the roast beef. She's cooking, and his wife's mother is there in the kitchen too. And he turns to her because she cut the tips off the roast beef, and he's like, "Hey, babe, I always wanted to ask you that. Why do you cut the tips off the roast beef, right? Why do you cut the tips off the roast beef?" And then she was like, my mama just, that's what my mama used to do. And the mama just burst out laughing, right? And then they both look at the mama, and she was like, "Child, I just used to do that because the pot was too small." What I'm saying to you is that a lot of the stuff that we do, we learned it from somewhere. And a lot of times we're so focused on doing things right, we don't realize we're not even doing the right things. You hear me? If you want to expand your mind, I want you to remember what keeps a lot of people from learning is not that they don't have access to. He didn't have to ask that question. It's that they choose not to access it. Millionaires, knowledge can come from your experiences. Knowledge can come from books. Knowledge can come from people and other knowledge dispensers, right? Like maybe you consider this call every morning sort of a knowledge dispenser for you. Maybe it's a way that you're able to get yourself into a certain routine of self-improvement. But all I'm saying is no matter what you choose, get the right knowledge. Words, if they ain't true, are meaningless. Truth is love. What I'm saying to you is that we're living in a social media age, man, and it's very important that you watch out for some of these internet philosophers. It takes money to make money. That's absolutely insane. No, it takes value to make money, but your value ain't always in money. I can't tell you how much money I've made connecting one person with another person. Yesterday, we did a whole training on referrals and strategic. They didn't take money. It took you giving a damn. But they just say this stuff incessantly without even thinking about it. Sometimes you used to hear kids, when I was a little kid, be like, "Man, I read it in a book." But shoot, at least that person took the time to go and print out their lie. A lot of times we just like, I read it on the internet, and we don't even want to say it out loud, but that's where you read that. Like, where'd you get that from? You know what I mean? All I'm saying is get the right knowledge. As a learner, you want to get the right knowledge, not just information, not just opinions. It's your job to seek out information and put it through some kind of scientific process. You got to test that thing. You got to run it through your mind and see if it's true, see if it can be rightly applied to your life, so that you can make your life better. Millionaires, if you're functioning off false premises, then you're never going to expand your potential. Imagine how many people say a boat can't float unless it's made out of wood. And then they laugh at you like, this fool think he going to make a boat out of iron. What is wrong with him? Iron doesn't float. It's going to sink to the bottom of the river. You get me? All I'm saying is impossible. You know, like my mentor always says, like Mr. Les Brown always says, impossible. When you look at it, it literally just says, I'm possible. You need to weigh and measure what you're learning so you can make sure that you're gaining the right knowledge. And when you do, what happens is you start to unlock the potential of your mind. Here's the third one I got for you this morning. If that made sense, somebody say, the right knowledge. Somebody say the right knowledge, right? The right knowledge. You know, I believe that the reason people listen to me is that if I could go from homeless to millionaire, it shows that anybody can do it, right? I don't have a college degree. I don't have like a bunch of, right? But what I have is an obsession for knowledge, right? Here's the third one, y'all. Here's the third one. Here's the third one. Check it out. Become passionate about learning. Become passionate about learning. Become passionate about learning. Listen to me, y'all. You're going to have to get obsessed with success. You know how on Wednesday nights, what's the name I call, y'all? Can somebody give it to me in the comments? Obsessed with success. You're going to have to become obsessed with success. Some people just don't have a desire to learn. They're lazy intellectually, right? At least that's how we judge them. But let me tell you what you're really looking at when you see that. Give me a share, somebody, if you know somebody who's obsessed with success, or if you're obsessed with success. Put it on somebody, y'all, because check it out. A lot of times when we look at them, we judge them as them being intellectually lazy. We say that they just, but let me tell you what it is a lot of times. It's lack of awareness. We just don't see the positive impact that learning would have on ourselves. We don't have any passion inside ourselves because we don't see what it would produce. Millionaires, let me tell you the magic. Let me tell you how you click on the magic. Let me tell you how you click on the magic for yourself. Let me tell you how you click on the magic for somebody else. Let me tell you how you click on the magic for somebody else, right? Millionaires, if you want to turn on your passion about learning, if you want to turn on your obsession with success, let me tell you what you do. Let me tell you what you do. You make sure you're studying things that have an immediate impact on your life. Make sure that what you're studying, you can see how it will have an immediate impact on your life. When you learn about a new financial concept that'll help you earn money or get out of debt, you're going to get fired up. Millionaire, when you learn about how to interact with your family in a healthy way and your relationships get better, that's going to inspire you. That's why I'm so hyped for Communication Pro, which is coming up. You know, I know we're going to see a bunch of our family in there. Y'all know Communication Pro is now sold out, but you're going to get fired up because you're going to be in there learning how to interact with your relationships better, right? You're going to start to become passionate as you begin to see what it's going to do for your life. So that's not just with that topic or this topic. What you're seeing there is a hack for yourself. You with me? You're seeing, yeah, that's a hack. Millionaires, what are some areas of your life where you could use some increase? Is it in your health? Is it in your wealth? Is it in your relationships? Where could you use some power? Do you know what's waiting for you behind some intention? All you got to do is get passionate about learning about that, and it'll become contagious. It'll start to infect other areas of your life. But what you're doing is you're unlocking your potential. Here's the last one I got for you, man. And this one is last, but this is one of those proverbial last but not least kind of things, right? This is one of those last but not least kind of things. Millionaires, if you want to expand your mind to match your goals, because you realize if not, then your goals are going to match your mind. Millionaires, you're going to have to discipline yourself. You're going to have to discipline yourself. I don't know how many of you understand this, but discipline is making sure you follow through with the commitment even after the moment that you made it in has passed. Does that make sense? Discipline is about keeping the commitment you made even after the emotion that you made it in has passed. Gaining knowledge is hard work, y'all. But a lot of times when we say discipline, we're making it harder than it really is. When I say that word discipline, it makes you picture the boot camp, right? All of a sudden you're in the military or something. It's just like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Let me step it up. I need to get more dead serious about my life, right? That's what we start thinking. But millionaires, discipline is an illusion. Let me tell you what you do if you want to create discipline. Millionaires, it's really about your vision and your habits. It's really about your vision and your habits. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I just feel like, man, a lot of times we don't realize what we got inside us, so we don't even reach for it. How can we reach for it if we don't get where it is, right? But millionaires, if you want to start a habit, don't try and start by worrying about the last breath. Success is like breathing. The last breath is important, but what's vital is the next breath. Discipline yourself with just these little baby steps. Just a little baby step of saying you're going to be here every morning. That's a discipline. Does that make sense? Learning is going to take work. But until somebody comes up with modules like the Matrix, where they can just download karate into your brain, what's going to separate you from the average, what's going to separate you from the mediocre is that you actually take advantage of this instant access to knowledge that we all have at our, listen to me, man, books. It's all about books. Yeah, I know podcasts are cool and all of that. And I know it's going to take work, but just imagine something, man. A PhD normally takes you about 15 to 30 books, and then you distill that into a dissertation. If you'll just do 10 pages a day, you'll be done with 30 books at the end of a year, right? You can have a PhD in whatever subject you want. All I'm saying is reading, listening, reviewing, all the stuff you learned in school, repetition, applying the knowledge, experiencing the outcomes, readjusting your approach based on that feedback. This is the stuff that a wonderful life is made of. And here's the thing, it takes time, but you're going to see the time pass anyway. So you might as well be using it to get better. Millionaires, if you want to expand your mind to match your goals so that your goals don't start to shrink to match your mind, what we're saying is it starts now. It's going to take time, but the good news is you get to start whenever you want. Millionaires, if you want to unlock your mind, follow these 4 steps. Give yourself kind of like some room to adjust. Give yourself a score in these different areas. Whether you're talking about this fact that you got to change your beliefs, and you're looking at the fact like, do you really look at yourself as someone who can earn $1 million a month? Do you really look in the mirror and see somebody who can take care of his whole family or her whole family? Just put them all on your back. right? Do you really see yourself as that person? Do you really see yourself as somebody who's worthy of love and worthy of incredible relationships? You really see that when you look in the mirror? Like, what is your belief? Because that belief is going to give you your attitude. You see? That attitude is going to give you your activity, right? The activity is going to give you your results. Don't you know the one that doesn't see it in themselves isn't even going to try for it? The second one, getting the right knowledge. You can run as fast as you want to run, but you're never going to find a sunset running east. The third one, because the sun don't, you're never going to find a sun because the sun sets in the west, right? The third one, becoming obsessed with success. And millionaires, that fourth one, disciplining yourself through hard work and the power of habit. Repeat after me, millionaires. I am, hold on, because some of y'all don't know the phone number. Man, we had somebody going crazy, bless her heart. She like, what do you mean, win one? When we say 667-776-win1, we're saying if you type WIN on your keypad, it's 946. Does that make sense, everybody? So 667, some people that haven't tuned in for like 6 months or something, they didn't know we changed the number and all of that. Even when you're not consistent, we still gonna be here, baby. And make sure you subscribe to Millionaire Minded TV as well. Go to Millionaire Minded TV so that you never miss a broadcast. All right, but that's the phone number. Everybody that's watching on the Facebook or YouTube, hopefully YouTube. All right, repeat after me, millionaires. Let's get it. I am so happy and grateful